Well, hi Blue Marble Riders. I'm here reviewing this motorcycle jacket. It is called the Olympia Ranger 4 and it's a very good deal. You should be very interested in this jacket if you like pinching your pennies and getting value for money. Firstly, I bought this jacket because my wife and I were going on a long distance tour. I've ridden in this jacket now for well over 5,000 kilometers, nearly equivalent to 4,000 miles. I've had the jacket a month and a half, and while it has its gripes, it has been absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to go through all the specs with you and show you how versatile this jacket is. This is a true four-season jacket. I do not have the disposable income where I can buy a jacket for each season. I need a jacket that's going to offer me as much versatility as possible. This is it. The first thing that's going to knock you out is the color. This is not my first choice. My first choice was a one to match my helmet, which is my Scorpion helmet, and if I trot on over here you can take a look at my Scorpion helmet. Here it is mounted, the AT950, which I'm still very pleased with, and if you take a look at the color, it's a carbon gray with some sort of KTM orange on it. Not that I want to be a KTM pretender, but it's high vis that I can live with rather than the neon color yellow. So I went for one in my size, and of course they didn't have that color in my size. They didn't have the neon yellow either. Whether they've got it in stock now, I don't know. So I had to go for, brace yourselves, the Patriot. I guess it's sold to Americans, red, white and blue. Me being British originally, that can work for me. And my wife being Dutch, well, there's the Dutch flag. Or maybe if you tilt it that way, the French flag. First of all, a few stats or specs for you on the jacket. 1. The outer shell is constructed in coated 500 and 2000 denier Cordura fabric. That is unbelievable. If you take a look at the price point of this jacket, 279 Canadian dollars, you will not find anything else with 500 and 2000 count Cordura denier fabric. You won't find it. In fact, if you go to $479 for the Kilimanjaro jacket by First Gear, you will only find, and they advertise this as if it's some sort of absolutely fabulous spec, you will find our 420 denier nylon fabric. Okay, well, 420, the minimum on this is 500, and it goes up to those points where you really need extra protection. It goes up to 2000. Amazing stat number 1. Amazing stat number 2, fully waterproof, dual layers of waterproofness. If water by some massive coincidence gets in through a stitching area, you have another inside layer which is waterproof. This has a mesh screen inside the outer layer, so that if you take out the liner, you basically have a quasi-mesh jacket. It doesn't look like it now, but in a minute when I show you how the vents not only open up but hold open, you'll see what I mean. The proof is in the pudding. I rode in this jacket from temperatures of 22 Celsius right up to 44 Celsius. If you've been watching my tour of Washington, Oregon to Crater Lake, you will have seen some of those videos where I am riding in it. Now, admittedly, nothing on this planet will keep you cool in 44 degrees Celsius. What's that, 107, 112, something like that, Fahrenheit? Nothing's going to keep you cool. But up until the early 30s, 32, 33, this was bearable as long as you were at highway speeds. Now, it's the same as anything. It is a jack of all trades. This is basically geared to warmth, to keeping you warm and keeping you dry, but it will function in a hot climate. You can do it. There may be better jackets for you if your riding season is a warmer one than the one I come from, which is sort of a moderate temperate area, southern Vancouver Island, where it can get very hot in the summer, but it can also get quite cool, almost freezing in the winter. So for me, this is going to meet all of my parameters, all of my requirements, all the criteria. If you're from Texas, Arizona, or Southern California, then maybe this is going to be too heavy for you. This has a double storm pocket front enclosure, meaning that inside it, and if I open it up here, there's a pocket right here. This is a waterproof pocket. Inside, zip down, your phone, your wallet, all sorts of things can go inside there. Also has CE Motion Flex armor. Now this isn't D3O, but it's pretty close. It's removable, and an articulated back protector as well. And the armor is in the shoulders. It's quite strong, very strong in fact. It's in the elbows, as you can take a look here, and you can tighten and adjust how tight you want that to you. And it's in the back. If I flip this around here, there is articulated armor inside here. This is one of those amazing vents, and I'm going to show you right now. If I show you this side, the vent is done up and it's Velcroed shut. On this side, the vent is open. And if I take a look, you can see that it's actually Velcroed back on itself. So it ends up being, it's a very clever design by Olympia. It ends up being folded out of the way. This lip here is folded out of the way, and the mesh really does allow air to exit. You can feel it. Even with someone sitting behind you on pillion, which is what I had, my wife sitting behind me, you can feel the air coming through here because it has two strips of Velcro, and this literally pinches in on itself and folds shut with the zip down. When it's shut, you can zip it up, unvelcro it from itself, and Velcro it onto these strips here, just like it is on the other side, to look a little neater and to maybe offer you a little more waterproofness, although if you're on a bike, you're not going to get any water impact here. Okay, for the venting in the arms, it's very simple. You simply pull back these blue epaulettes here, and off they come. They open up. And you can see there are two strips, two of Velcro here, which fold onto themselves. So you literally fold them back onto themselves. They are now a flap which will guide air into this arm vent. Ingenious. If you look at the video with this guy who actually designed it and made it, there is one on Fort 9, he's actually very proud of these, and I don't blame him. They work. They don't get in the way, they don't close over the edge, and they do channel air inside your arms. You can really feel it working, which is unusual for jackets. I've had many jackets which don't do that. And same on this side, so I can see it. You can see the same thing there. Shut and open. On the chest, they have these tabs. You simply pull this open, and it's the same effect. If you take a look, you can see those two strips. Get the line of that off there, and you simply fold it down on itself. There it is, and it will channel now air into here. Now you're going to say to me, well, it looks not amazing. Simple. What are these straps for? They're not the most tasteful perhaps, but if you pull down on this and then Velcro down here, now you can see, look at the size of this aperture here for the air to come in and cool you down. Now that goes straight through there, and it comes out through here. It really, really does work. So closed, open, and you can hold it with this. It has waist adjustment with the waist here. So the venting on this is fabulous. I found it worked really well up to the early 30 degrees with the liner out. Well, let's talk about the waterproofness now. The whole outside shell is waterproof. Obviously, if you've got the vent open, there's going to be an issue there. You want to close those vents. Assume your vents are closed. It's all waterproof inside and out. So this liner in here is also, and if I take a look at that, this inner liner of the main jacket is also waterproof. So you've got waterproof on the outside and waterproof on the inside. What else makes it waterproof? Well, when you do this thing up, I will show you very briefly, it also has a rain gutter. So I've shown you the vents, and that's how you keep cool. How do you keep warm, and how do you keep the rain out? This, as you can see, has multi-zips in it and multi-gutters. First of all, doing up the inner liner is relatively simple. Just a zipper, up it goes, and up they go. These are YKK zips, by the way. Good quality YKK zips. Okay, so you've done the inner one up. You now will do the outer shell zip up. See if I can get myself going here. There we go, all the way to the top. And you are double sealed in. Once you're double sealed in, you're going to look at this and say, what the hell are all these poppers for? Well, it's simple. First of all, it was a bit of a test for me. It's like, well, what goes with what here? It's simple. Just do the inner poppers up first, in no particular order. Okay, and they're done up. And now what you're going to do is fold this over, and you can see you're making a gutter. When wind comes along driving rain towards your zips, this gutter is going to stop it and channel it down the front. Do the poppers up. Harder to do from the outside than the inside. And there they are. You are wind and waterproof. Now obviously I can do the top one up too if I want. These are nicely rubberized, by the way. They're not going to tarnish. You're not going to get brass showing up in a few years. These are thickly rubberized. They're not going to rust or stain. What else makes this waterproof? What else makes this waterproof is the gutter goes right the way up here. Okay, and then you've got a little tab of Velcro there that if you want it open a little more, you can do. If you want it closed, then you've got a second tab of Velcro right here, which you would fold up and meet right here. Okay, and that popper there stays done up. This is neoprene. All the way around on top is a neoprene complete surround band that grips your neck, lets nothing in at all. As if that isn't enough, in the back, you can unpop this whole collar, and in here is a neoprene rubber hood that comes out and completely covers your head before you put your helmet on, so that you can't get any rain dribbling up and under or inside and down. So if you've got your visor open because you're fogging, okay, the rain is not going to move through your hair and go down inside the jacket because you've got this, and this will stop that happening. Fabulous. The features on this jacket are amazing. It must be too good to be true. What's wrong with this jacket? It must be a lack of pockets. No. Here we go. Waterproof pocket. Oh, waterproof pocket. Totally waterproof, zipped, lined, in it goes. Not huge. If there was a drawback, it isn't huge, but you can get things in there. You can certainly get a phone, a wallet, and everything else in there that you need for light goods. You've also got some side pockets, hand warmers that you can slip your hands in. These aren't huge, but you can get your hand in. Nice enough, especially in a cold climate if you left your gloves on the bike. Where else? Well, we've got a pocket, same pocket on the other side. If I flip this around, you have a great big pocket at the back. Again, a waterproof pocket for putting larger items in. It's a whole huge area in there, big enough to carry a lot of interesting items, maps, etc. Keep them waterproof. Here's another pocket. We talked about this one. This is the internal pocket. It's huge, large, and you can put a lot of things in there. Opening it up, and it feels really good. It's very, very well made. So let's talk about the liner. If I unzip the inside liner here, all the way down, there is a pocket here as well. Here it is, just pull the Velcro and inside it goes. This liner is fully removable, and I'll show you how to do that. It's relatively simple. Here we go. Down it comes. There's one. There's a little tab that hides the zip, and there's a reason for that. And down it comes. Little tab hides the zip, and two more pockets on the liner itself for when you take this out and want to wear it for casual dress. What do you mean? Yeah, I'm telling you, you don't have to look like a motorcyclist everywhere you go. You leave this, hang it up, tuck it in the bike, whatever you want to do, and now you're no longer a motorcyclist. And here's the liner. Inside liner has adjustment on the back here, so if you want, you can tighten it up. These don't hook into anything on the outside garment. They are just for adjustment around your middle. However, the hook-ins for the garment here, there are some little tabs here. These stop the arms pulling out every time you take your arms out when you've got the liner in on the jacket. And on the back here, there's a little tab at the top as well as the zippers. So yes, the zippers are here. And I just showed you how you undo those. You don't see them because they're tabbed under, and it's basically just like a little bomber jacket. Like a hoodie if you want. There is no hood on it, but it looks kind of like a hoodie. And you can walk around, do your YKK zip up, and off you go. And now you look like a regular person. Whoops, it goes to show you do learn something every day. Here are some hook-ins for those two tabs on the inside liner I talked about at the back. Yes, here they are. They hook into the inside liner. Mine weren't. And this is a zipper, a YKK zipper again, for pants. So if you get the pants, these will zip on. So it becomes a fully waterproof package. You can actually see the mesh here. My fingers are on the other side. That's how light it is to allow air in. I've been riding it with the liner in, and by God, it's warm. Anything over 20 degrees and you want that liner out. How did it fit? It fit, this was the large. it fits exactly true to form. I am typically large in everything that I order, and this fits me to a T. The arms are not too short, it's not too tight across the chest, even with the liner in. So the fit was really good. Gripes. Do I have any gripes with it? Yes, I do. I have a couple of gripes with it. One, the color, and it does stand out. Why don't I like it? Well, the white. White does show up grit and grime. It shows up fly strikes. You can see some smears on the back. I haven't washed this yet. It does show up some of the stuff on it. Nevertheless, I guess whatever high vis you're going to get is going to stand out, but white really does show the stuff up. Other gripes. Yes, there was one. When it came, this popper here, this popper right here popped off. This wasn't on, it popped off. I got it the day before I went on a long trip, and I could not return it to Fort 9. Fort 9, you can return anything to them as long as you have only worn it around the house. Okay, you haven't taken it for extended trips. So I contacted them when I got back saying, look, I have this issue. And so they said, well, here's what we'll do for you. You go get it repaired and we'll pay you back for the cost, because seeing as it's used now 5,000 kilometers of travel on it, we can't really exchange it. So they said, here's a compromise for you. We will pay for up to $30 repair on this. Well, it cost me $20 to get it repaired. And so I did that, and they refunded to my credit card with just a picture of the receipt of the repair. That was all they wanted. Couldn't have been easier. I didn't have to go without a jacket for 2 or 3 weeks while they changed it, and bingo, I got my jacket repaired. I've seen reviews where people have said the armor is too stiff. There's another area that it is very stiff. It's not as supple as something like D30. However, for this price point, I don't think you're going to get that. You do certainly get excellent protection. I mean, you can put a cell phone up to your ear and hold a conversation for quite a while. You can do the zips up, no problem. It's not going to stop you doing that. They are corrugated. But if for any extended period of time, if this is going to be a half-hour phone call, you're going to want to change hands. It's a minor gripe as far as I'm concerned. It's like someone complaining they can't fit a fridge in a convertible. You get what you get. When you get protection, it is going to be somewhat restrictive and stiff. It's not incredibly restrictive, but it's definitely not as free-flowing as D30. And that said, you can change the armor. You could pull the armor out of here, it's all removable, and you could put D30 in. And for the money you've just saved on buying this jacket, you could definitely afford that. In summary, what do I like about the Olympia Ranger 4? Well, in truth, I like nearly everything. I like the fact that it uses name brand wherever it puts things in. YKK zips, Scotch light reflective material, Cordura protection. I like the fact that the armor is Motion Flex armor. That's a name brand armor. I like the fact that this is Thermo Weld. That's name brand. Okay, they have not skimped on quality for this jacket. Yes, I had the issue with the popper coming off. They fixed it. I don't think that's a common thing. None of the others feel loose at all. So I'm not concerned that that might be some major event that goes on with these jackets. The jacket is cool when you take the liner out. The jacket is incredibly warm when you put the liner in. It is fully waterproof, and I tested that yesterday. It is extremely well constructed, and above all, this jacket deserves to be in the $400 to $800 price category. Take a look at the jackets out there that have the equivalent specs and are as well made as this jacket, and you will be stunned that this is on for $279 right now. $279, Fort9.ca. I can't recommend it enough. And I am not any part of Fort 9. I'm not any part of Olympia. I'm just a motorcyclist on a budget who says if you don't go out and get yourself one of these jackets, if you're looking for a jacket, then you have more money than I do. Maybe more money than sense. Maybe you want that name brand. I don't know. But for me, this fit the bill. And I rode it 5,500 kilometers, nearly 4,000 miles, all over Washington and Oregon. And I could only find the most merest of gripes. The color, okay, perhaps not my first choice. The popper that was off, and perhaps the stiffness of the armor. But knowing it was stiff armor, I knew if I came off, I was well protected as you can be. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you found this at all interesting. If you have any questions, if there's something you want more detail on, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you very much for watching. BlueMarbleRider, out.